really don't know why you guys have to sing every time we start recording. Like, is that the natural way for you guys to start?
We're waiting for you to eventually join us.
Perfect my vocal cords.
You know,
Is that such a thing?
we have a duet that goes on at the end of the year,
So why would you wait for me to start if it's a duet?
so it can be a trio.
You like trios, don't you?
I never had one, but I would like one.
You have to take it there.
I have a personal tripod. I got a third leg.
I didn't know Tic Tacs could hold that much weight.
Yeah, that's a big decline, you know, like
Imagine if your penis was that big. Like,
That would suck.
I'm
Like that.
sure.
What's up?
like the black guy.
Yeah.
even that would suck for a lot of girls.
Even for
Hell
a guy,
yeah.
like, how do you walk around with that wrapped around your leg?
Like a snake.
That's true. Like the moment you raise your legs and your pants just get tight, that's all you're gonna see.
Imagine doing
See,
everyday
this
things.
guy can't stop wearing baggy clothes.
Exactly.
Like he'd have to.
Well, now we know why black people wear baggy clothes. So
Yeah, like, imagine wearing shorts with that.
Yo,
You gotta wrap it around your waist like a fucking tail, like the Saiyans from Dragon Ball Z.
wrap it around that tail.
Wrap it around.
Yo, cause that motherfucker went below his knee.
Yo, for real.
Yeah, I hate it when people send those type of pictures.
Yeah,
where it's
for
like
real.
open it for a surprise, and that's the surprise.
It's like when I looked at it, I was like, "Fuck!" Like, I'm bigger than average, right? I'm in borderline. Like, I'm a good length, right?
You don't have to show up
But
for,
then-
for the microphone.
But then you see that, and you're like, "I ain't shit."
I mean, I don't judge myself.
It's like this man out here, like,
Destroying vaginas.
cracking skulls, bro, skulls. And here I'm just a nutcracker.
I'm just a nutcracker. That's I haven't stared at it that long to sit here and think about, oh, that's the big penis.
I have a pestaña right here. Yeah.
Are we recording right now?
We are. This is, did you not realize that I hit the record button?
No, because we started talking about like something like completely like.
What did we start? Oh, we started talking about singing.
Well, you guys were singing.
Somehow we got
and
into
we only have 30 minutes
BBCs.
of recording. Oh, we talked about the What's Up guy.
Well.
Oh yeah. Oh wait.
So this is how we're doing the episode right now.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
This is good content right here.
Okay,
So let's talking about his insecurities.
All right, so we just thought about dicks and whatnot. Okay.
And cracking skulls, apparently,
cracking
because
skulls.
that's what that is used for.
Think about it. That hit in your face. It's
Yo,
not
in
gonna do it.
a fight, like, start swinging it. Dude, it's like a fucking sword.
You know, like those episodes, like not episodes, but a video of I think this guy's like had to avoid a fight, right?
Oh,
and he
I've
was,
seen those.
And on purpose, he would start a fight, and then he would take off his clothes. No one fought him.
Of course, like, who wants to fight a guy that's wearing, like, a Santa hat on his penis?
No. He wasn't wearing. No. He took everything off.
Like, he was completely naked?
Naked.
Nah,
He was like,
he's
"Let's
had to
go."
have, like, a sock on it or something.
Nothing.
I'm not that confident. Like, even if it's a fight, even if it's for my life, I think I would lose my life.
He had nothing. So, I mean, would you fight a guy like that? I sure wouldn't.
Nope.
I mean,
Now,
I'm not wrestling, though. So.
imagine that same scenario, but the guy. That
Oh.
Imagine the guy who
Ab
gets
run.
naked is like a tremendous fighter and then he fucking teabags you.
No.
shit.
That's embarrassing as hell.
Exactly.
Everybody's recording nowadays, so it's like, that's going to end up in the internet
World
sometime.
Star.
just
World
kill me
star.
now. Just kill me now.
World Star. All the
Just edit some
Instagram
clothes on the
pages.
guy. That's all I ask. Got my ass kicked, but,
Put a
Those nuts
Photoshop.
look pretty real. Fake nuts. Oh god.
yeah. The What's Up guy. How did that get started? Like, is that a real picture?
I don't.
What do you guys
know.
think? Or is that, like, next level Photoshop stuff right there?
Nah, man, I don't know. I feel like there's people out there like that.
You think so? I mean, I've watched a lot of porn in my time. And
I mean, I watch porn too, so I can. Yeah,
and there is some embarrassingly big dicks out there.
I mean, I'm not looking at porn for the dicks. I'm just watching.
Well, I mean, part of the experience is.
Unless you do girl on girl.
Yeah, I guess. But I'm saying that's not the only thing
Like
out there.
Joe Exotic.
Oh
I still haven't seen this fucking Tiger King thing, yo.
Yo, the line he says is so funny because he's
When
like,
he was talking to,
he's trying to seduce his second husband.
No, it was his first husband.
No, the second one, because the first one is the one that was like missing all the teeth.
Yeah. So the second husband.
one.
Yo, this is real trailer trash, isn't it?
Dude,
Oh yeah,
yeah, he was
running like a drug lord,
Heroin?
fucking heroin, shipping fucking tigers, trying to kill
Carol
Karen
Baskins.
Baskin.
Carol fucking Baskin. Get it right.
Bitch.
That's her
That
middle name.
bitch.
So
Fucking.
you were telling us?
It was a line from there.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
said.
So he goes like, I think he says, so how straight are you? And then he's like, well, I'm pretty straight. And then he's like, well, in porn, do you like seeing the ones with the little dicks or the bigger dicks? And then he's like, and then the husband, he's like, well, naturally you want to go with the bigger dicks. And then he's like, well, you ain't that straight then, huh?
Keep in mind, he was asking in the content like, do you like to see the girl get fucked by like a guy with a small dick or a big dick? He was like, I look for the big dicks, fucking the girl.
Yeah, I got that. I understood the whole
he was-
reference.
And then he was like, well, you ain't that straight dog.
Well, you ain't that
See,
straight
that's
then.
the way to answer that question is I'm not looking at the dicks.
I'm looking to see how big the titties are.
Well, yeah, I mean, some people like it like that.
Yeah.
I don't mind them. I'm not judgmental.
I don't know. I think this topic is running off way too much.
Yeah. This is not a porn topic.
It's not. I mean, it's not.
What have you? Okay, aside from porn, clearly, what else have you guys been
Okay,
watching?
hold on, because that's not solely what I watch, and it's like
I
you're
know.
making it seem like this is my routine every night.
No. That's what I'm trying.
I mean, that's what you made it seem like. I watch a lot of porn in my times.
yeah, exactly. You said that.
Okay,
yourself.
I did
So-
because I have. Psych.
So,
Damn, how much
aside
you
from
want?
Whatever
that,
guy that says that they don't watch porn,
Wait, hold
they're
up.
lying.
How much is a lot of porn for you? Because a lot of porn is a lot of porn.
I mean, I'm
it's
what?
like hours.
I'm 27 years old, and I've been watching porn for at least 10 years. How many hours do you
Wait,
think?
so you started when you were 17?
I'm pretty sure it was before that, but I'm just giving like a random figure, trying to sound a little decent, which I'm not.
okay,
So-
so in these 10 years, I have to ask before we move on. Have you become like one of the picky porn watchers where you get to like page 50 something scrolling?
It's like, no, I don't like her face.
I don't not page 50 something, but you know what? I am that type of guy.
Yeah, sometimes
If a girl
I'll
looks
just
super
like skip
trashy,
10
I'm like,
pages.
no.
It's like, nah, too much plastic surgery. No, they're too big.
Yo, and when you can see like the cut in the underboob, I'm like, nah, that's a turn off
Like
for me.
when they get surgery and they're
Yeah.
fake. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not that picky.
You should have went to Dr. Miami.
I've never.
Okay, so that we can move on from the porn
porn
topic.
topic.
It's an interesting topic, though.
It is.
Yeah, it's a lengthy topic.
Keep watching. Maybe one day we'll just talk about that.
No, how about this? Leave us a comment below if you want us to talk about porn. Well,
Or-
not just necessarily about porn.
It
but
almost
no.
sounds like you want to do a porn with us, which I'm not down with.
Wait, hold up.
No.
When did we get to
It
like
didn't sound like that.
doing
I know.
porn?
I'm joking. I'm
like that.
joking.
But yeah, let us know if you guys want to.
Want us to talk about?
Yeah, there you go.
Jesus, he forgot how to talk.
Yeah, I always do. I mean,
Yeah. There's always some
I barely speak
enunciation
English.
issues.
Barely speak English.
Okay, so aside from adult films, what else have you guys recently watched? Anything new in particular?
No, I'm still watching anime. You know, I haven't watched Netflix in such a long time. I don't remember when the last time I watched an actual movie was.
Like, really? Yo, there's a
Yeah.
lot of good movies that have come out.
Like what?
Extraction is one of them with Chris Hemsworth.
I've been meaning to watch it, but then I don't
It's
have enough
really
time
good.
to like get into it because every time I actually turn on the TV, it's either to fall asleep or to like to work on something on the computer.
I turn on TV to fall asleep.
Yeah, pretty much.
I've been watching The Simpsons.
Trying to see what else they're predicting.
Trying
for
to trying to
future.
predict the future, man. Just trying to
trying
get
to
ready for
predict the
whatever's
future.
coming this way.
Oh man, that's
Oh, man.
crazy.
Well, I actually found some time to watch the whole season 8. Well, all 8 seasons of Arrow. Yo, pretty good.
I started that show, but I didn't finish it.
I've seen like 3 episodes.
Well, here's the thing. I had already started season 1 through 4, and I picked up season 4 through 8, which was the last 4 seasons. Yeah,
Good.
Although I didn't like their fighting style, like their choreography is always the same.
Yeah.
In a sense.
Well, they're low budget, I think.
Yeah.
So
Are they really?
they're
'Cause the
quote
production
unquote
seemed pretty
low
good.
budget. It's not like if you're gonna compare like a Marvel movie or a DC movie.
Yeah.
Of course.
Their budget is
no,
pretty
even
low.
DC movies suck, but
That's
no,
another
here's the
topic.
thing. Comparing it to like the Flash, because they're like basically the same
Yeah.
type of show. The Flash has way better like fighting scenes than the Arrow.
Did you feel like all the scenes were like the same?
Kinda.
Huh.
Like
fighting
all the fighting scenes were
stuff?
kind of like the same. Like a couple like punches, kickers here, and then whoosh, Arrow.
Well, it's called the Arrow for a reason.
And then
That's funny.
but yeah, there was actually this one episode that was pretty interesting to me that made me think a lot. Without spoiling anything,
Spoiler alert.
I was gonna make an alarm.
the Arrow
so-
goes to like
That's my alarm clock. That's
I mean,
not an
we have
alarm sound.
computers. You can just always
know.
make.
We can edit it
yeah.
in.
Add a chirp sound.
Add a trip sound.
Anyway, so the Arrow goes to, like to
called
jail,
loops.
right? Shut the fuck up! Shit! Shut the fuck up! This guy. No, I don't want.
I'm sorry.
Talk. I don't want to talk.
I'm sorry.
No, fuck you.
I apologize.
Speaketh.
No.
Speaketh. Yeah.
What have you been doing now?
Jesus Christ! It was like a little interruption. Come on.
Bitch, you've been interrupting me the whole time I've been talking.
Did I?
Yeah.
Well, you can
Tone
get
it
me
down.
back. Just finish your thought.
All right. So Arrow, interesting scene. We'll tape Nico's mouth shut.
Yo, for real, this guy.
Look. I'm quiet.
No, I don't want to talk about
Oh
it.
my God, this guy!
This
I swear,
freaking
he's
guy.
like.
No, because now it's like it sounds repetitive. What I've just said, people.
You don't have to repeat the whole thing. You were just gonna talk about an interesting episode that you saw.
Interesting scene.
He goes to jail and then he starts getting fucking medical help from this psychotic doctor.
I want to interrupt him so bad when he was talking,
You see what I'm talking about?
but I didn't.
But you wanted to.
But I didn't.
And if I hadn't just snapped on you, you would have.
I didn't.
You would have.
I'm sorry.
They're brothers.
Like, yo, I feel sorry for whoever dates us
Now
because
I'm
he has
curious
no patience.
If
No, I have patience, bro. You
we're
just like
moving in with you
push
two
buttons.
bastards.
We don't really.
Don't knock down my walls.
When was the last time we fought?
years.
Yeah,
Yo.
we haven't fought in such a long time.
It's funny because like when we're playing soccer and one of you two gets heated. It's
yeah, but I
hilarious.
never say anything though. He's the one that always pops off the handle,
Because you always put the blame on me.
and then I stop talking because I just know there's no arguing with him.
I'm like the only defender back there holding down the fort.
So we just started once.
Holding down the fort. I'm the,
All right.
I'm the one
That helps.
helping him not get scored on. But then he yells at me because I can't multiply myself to cover all fucking angles.
Nah, that's not true. I don't even remember. But I know there's times when I'm not yelling at you. I'm yelling in general because I don't single anybody out. I just
But for some reason I hear Sebas, and
Okay.
then yelling.
All right. So going back to TV and shit. You were discussing watching Arrow. I recently just resaw Django. Have you guys seen Django?
that's a good movie. I actually like it a
long
lot.
ass movie.
Yeah,
It is,
I like
but
it.
it's really
3 hours.
good.
Yeah,
I liked
is.
it.
Um,
I wish I could be the bounty hunter.
yo, that man. He's also the same actor from Inglourious Bastards.
That's
He's
the old guy?
German.
Yeah, that,
Yeah,
Yes.
he's the German Nazi Jew hunter. Is what they call
The one
him.
that at the end kind of gets away with it, except he gets a
Ooh,
swastika
that's the
carved into his head.
Yes, that's the bingo. Is that the expression in America? I still have to get used to it.
it's just bingo.
Bingo. It's just bingo. I don't know if that's how he says it. Anyway, so yeah, that's and Leo DiCaprio. Did you know that he there's that one scene where he like smacks the table. He really like cut his hand.
yeah.
I
but he
heard
kept
of
in-
that in scene.
Yeah,
like in character.
In character,
He didn't
there
break
you go.
character. Some people do that. There's a lot of
Exactly. Yo, speaking of Leo DiCaprio, there's this movie called Shutter Island. Have you guys seen it?
I heard of it, but I never watched the movie.
I always
So-
watch like the first 5 minutes of it, but then I never finish it.
Is it a scary movie?
I would say it's a suspenseful movie.
Gotcha.
Little bit of action, but mostly suspenseful. It's about this guy, and if it's a spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, but
Why you gotta ruin it? I'm interrupting you too, just so he doesn't feel bad.
he's basically in an insane asylum in a remote island, and he's trying to prove that he is actually sane.
That sounds like a really tough thing to
Well,
do.
funny thing is,
But they're all drugged up, like
Well, they give you medicine when
exactly.
Well, funny thing is, that's what I wanted to talk about, but somebody wanted to interrupt me every 5 minutes. Not even every second I talked. You know? Fuck you. I don't like you.
I just blew him a kiss.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did
Everyone,
you want one?
So did the
everyone
camera.
saw.
That's okay. You're my brother.
My brother?
He's my brother.
We're not that close, guys.
Well, you guys held hands for a pretty long time last video.
Hey,
You
man.
had to bring that up. I hope next time it's you, motherfucker, with us.
Oh man.
But
He
no,
sweats
that's
a lot.
But that's
Sorry.
true though.
How would you prove that you're sane
It's hard
in an
because
insane asylum?
it goes down to whoever is the doctor, and if they're just having a field day with all the fucking crazy people, they're just gonna keep thinking you're crazy. No matter how much you're like, oh, I'm crazy, but I'm good now. Like, no, you just want to get out.
Yeah.
And even if you're sane, they're just gonna make you go insane because they're just gonna keep telling you you're insane.
And like, you know, obviously everything is subjective based on what they see through examinations. But the real question is if they have integrity, you know, because
Yeah.
they could just say, no, he's still
crazy.
He's still all
Crazy.
He's
not there. Do you think that they do to this day, like experimenting in psychiatric
I think
wards?
so.
Oh,
hell yeah.
It's
Like with medicine or just like
not on such a
a
huge
lobotomy.
scale, like in
Like, you remember-
early 1900s, but
with electroshock therapy and stuff back
or a
in the days?
lobotomy where they fucking took a piece of your brain.
That's fucking crazy.
That is.
you know
Just
what's
thinking about that.
insane? I actually like hearing those stories because
They're
a
intriguing.
lot of
They
the
are.
ghost stories that we have nowadays, like haunted buildings, are like actually from like
Old insane asylums.
insane
and stuff like that.
asylums,
And
and they're like,
hospitals.
oh, there's hospitals where they used to do crazy shit, and it's all back in like the 1900s,
Yeah.
like World War II type era, like that shit's crazy. Like
when there was a lack of knowledge of
back in the
medicine.
day, we were like legit savages just to know and like learn.
I feel like we still are. It's just
hell yeah.
not. It's not as known.
And we have regulations
And
for
there's-
everything to happen.
Yeah, but behind closed doors, who follows
There's
those
never,
regulations?
I wonder how
Especially if
much.
there's like a crazy like actual doctor.
Like that Nazi doctor that used to experiment on kids.
Yeah, during the Holocaust.
Yeah,
That's insane, bro.
That's
Jinx.
crazy.
Crazy.
Yo,
But
so,
I don't. That question of how would you prove that you're not insane, I think it's tough, and it depends on what type of insanity you're talking about.
I feel like
let's say dementia.
I would
What is
pretend,
dementia? Let's just clarify.
Like you forget stuff, isn't it?
No.
that's Alzheimer's.
But dementia is it's a sort
Okay,
of
no, an easier one. Schizophrenia. So schizophrenia is, for example, when let's say you're watching TV.
You know, there's actually a lot of symptoms of schizophrenia. I just watched a video from this girl. She's actually a famous YouTuber. I wish I could tag her or whatever so people would know. And she has schizophrenia, and she actually explained on the video how you get to be diagnosed with schizophrenia. There's 5 symptoms, and there's the initial 3, and then the initial 2 others.
not initial.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, the remainder 2. And she explains that for you to have schizophrenia, you have to have one of the first 3, and so you only need 2 symptoms. One of the first 3 symptoms and one of the last 5, right?
Yeah.
And one of them is hallucinations, hearing voices.
Oh shit.
There's one that's called addition or subtraction, and it's like you're adding one of the symptoms from whatever the list is, or taking away, or taking away things like emotion, taste, and stuff like that. She goes really in depth about it. I can't remember the whole thing about it, and she explains her first time that she realized that she had something wrong. She was in her room and she heard her mom and her sister having a conversation about her, like saying bad things about her. And she was really concerned. So she got up and she went outside and she noticed that her sister was in her room and her mom was playing with the dog in the living room. So there was no possible way for them to be having a conversation about her. She didn't tell anybody, and she went to her room and she was like, "Damn, am I going crazy?"
Holy crap!
But it's an interesting.
I feel like you should find her on YouTube and just tag her down in the description, because
try.
a lot of people could use some of that information be useful.
Like if somebody can identify themselves that they're suffering from a mental disease, it's probably better than having it onset stronger in you and then being told by somebody else without realizing.
Yeah.
So the reason I brought up schizophrenia is because I actually know a little bit about it. I wrote a paper in college back in the day. And
like 30 years ago?
I'm not that old, bitch. I'm not even 30 years old.
Back in the good old days in 1982.
Back when I was your guys' age. No. So yeah, those symptoms are all in that paper, hallucinations, hearing voices.
Yeah.
And if you know about the serial murderer, Son of Sam.
Never heard of him, actually.
He was a New Yorker. He went and shot up couples at night, somewhere in Brooklyn, I believe. He was diagnosed with schizophrenia because he was saying that his neighbor's dog would talk to him and tell him to go kill people.
Jesus, that's insane.
That's insane.
And he was diagnosed with schizophrenia. And, other schizophrenics, they'll be watching TV and they'll hallucinate and think that they're talking directly to him or
like
her.
The characters on the TV?
Yeah, the characters on the TV are talking directly to them. Either telling them to harm themselves, to harm their beloved people, whatever.
And that's why
it's crazy.
But here's the interesting part about those symptoms. They mostly have something to do with harming people, right?
Or yourself. I think some of them
like harming something, right? Where do we get that idea of?
Like, why do you act?
Why is it to hurt?
But the thing is,
exactly, that's what I'm saying. Why is it always an idea of harming instead of just say something, or because I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but it's always like
so instead of saying like go hurt so and so or hurt yourself, it could be like, hey, go open the fridge
or go make a joke or tell a joke or something, something different.
I guess that's where it comes into play, saying that it's a mental disease, which typically means it's something harmful in a sense. I get what you're saying.
Could it be the chemical imbalances? Because depression, if it's a combination of the two, maybe that's where the dark thoughts come from.
And here's another fun fact regarding schizophrenia. So, males can become schizophrenic at a younger age. I think the typical range for males to, develop schizophrenia is like between 18 to 26. And then for women, it's a little bit later. It's from their early 20s onto their early 30s.
Oh, wow.
So that's around the age range.
So with that, how would you try to convince a doctor, for example, that you are not schizophrenic?
I'm not hearing voices,
but no, I feel like if I wasn't schizophrenic,
hear your voice.
If I wasn't schizophrenic and there was claiming I was, I would act up like you know what, I hear voices. They're telling me to harm you, and then kind of go with it for a couple of weeks, and then be like,
Gotcha.
you know what?
It's all in my head.
The voices are going away.
So actually act like you had it.
Yeah, act like you had it, and then kind of pretend like you're slowly getting you know what, the medicine is actually helping.
You ever heard of when you start doing something so much that you believe in it?
Yeah.
So maybe that could happen though, especially since you're in that setting as well.
But then it goes down to how can you prevent that from happening, or how can you actually get out of it? Because in your example, your brain starts to believe on what you're saying to yourself, I am crazy, and it's gonna get to a point where you are crazy, and now you're stuck in the asylum.
Yeah, for real. I think it goes to the integrity of the doctors as well.
And it also has to go a little bit with in this scenario, obviously, if you know that you're not hearing voices, if you know you're not hallucinating, or have the other symptoms of it. If you have a strong mind, you can talk to yourself and say, "Hey, look, we're not really crazy. This is just a plot."
Doesn't that make you crazy though? Because you're talking to yourself.
I talk to myself all the time.
Aren't we all a little crazy anyway? So maybe we should be.
To my
crazy
self.
No, I talk to myself all the time, and I would tell myself, hopefully I wouldn't get to that scenario.
I do catch myself thinking to myself sometimes.
Like, fuck, we're awesome, aren't we? It's like, yeah.
Did you know there's people that don't have an internal voice?
I think those are sociopaths.
No, like it's different traits. I think we all kind of like
Like, what do you mean? Like, you can't hear yourself, like
your thoughts. Like you said to yourself, I talk to myself. So that means that in your head you can hear your voice.
No,
I verbally talk to
yeah,
myself.
but like, how about in your head? Can you hear your voice in your head?
I don't think so.
For real? Yeah. So like, you can't have a conversation in your head and actually hear the conversation in your head, like with yourself.
I think I'm going in Inception right now.
Because, and you know, it's funny. Everybody has a different perception of everything. So, for example, your microphone, right? Mm-hmm. To me, that's blue, and to you, that's blue. But is it the same blue that we see?
Yeah, that's true.
And how do you know
do you
what
see?
other people
So
see?
to what you're saying is, I'm gonna add to like the whole thing, like people not having an internal voice.
I'm taking this freaking shot.
What
This
if
is going crazy?
What if you don't have an internal voice, but you're imagining yourself as a person inside your head talking? You know, like you have the whole scenario, like you standing outside the street, just imagining yourself talk, but it's not actually your internal voice.
And I think that goes to say everybody does and sees things and interprets things differently.
Yeah.
I can do both. I can hear myself. Like if I just
can
sit
hear
here and talk to myself in my head, I just hear myself. There's nothing else.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to like do some self-evaluation tonight and see if I can talk to myself without having to imagine myself talk.
So like you're in front of a mirror and you're looking at yourself and that's how you can talk to yourself?
Well,
I don't know, maybe.
That's maybe why some people can't talk in their head, but they talk out loud. And I read this a long time ago, and it's really interesting. It's
Keep
an
in mind,
interesting
I'm not a
concept.
big talkative person. I don't talk that much, so. But I talk to myself.
But like, for example, when you pray, right? And I'm not a religious person.
I don't pray.
But what's the other thing that you
When
do?
you meditate?
When you meditate, or when you're reading to yourself.
I mean, when you meditate,
What are you doing when you're reading to yourself without
Okay,
reading
maybe I
out
do
loud?
have an internal voice because when I attempt to read,
Because you can't read.
I fall asleep. I do hear the reading in my head.
Okay, and that's your internal voice.
Yeah, I don't like that voice.
you're still with us.
It's not a weird thing.
No,
It's
no,
just
I
something
agree.
that
Maybe I was
everybody does
above
things
you.
differently.
Yo, and
Maybe I was trying to reach Inception.
Before we carry on, I think this is a good point to add our advertisement because we haven't
A word
mentioned
from
it
our
in a while.
sponsorship. Yeah, a word
That's
from
true.
our sponsor.
Thank you, Anchor.
I feel like I wouldn't get out of the insane asylum. Like 100%, I think I would stay in there.
Nico's too comfortable. Like, hey,
I can't.
they're giving me meals.
Like, listen, you
They're
guys,
giving
got,
me
pills?
medicine.
you guys got anime for me?
That's the only thing I'd ask for. Just give me my
chilling.
laptop, give me my Crunchyroll, my Funimation, and we're good. You know, I hear voices, I see people, whatever you want.
Yo, Goku, he sits here and watches anime with me. He's like, yo, bro, that's one of you guys.
Exactly. I mean, I'm sitting here and I'm like, if I was to be put into an insane asylum right now, and they told me, okay, so why are you not crazy? I'm gonna sit back, look at my life, analyze my mind, and say, you know what? You're right. Maybe I should be here. This is where I should be.
It's like I would tell him, like, you know how rough it's out there.
Life is rough out there. Y'all got corona, right?
Yo, I think
Y'all wearing masks. I'm good. I mean, you know what? I'm local.
where my room at?
do I get to pick a bunk?
Down the hall to the left. All right.
Top bunk or butter bunk? Or
Yo,
we're
I-
actually single beds.
I think taking that attitude would actually sort of prove you don't belong in there.
Maybe. I mean, listen. That's
probably-
the route I would take.
That's probably what I would do too, to prove that I'm not insane.
Just chill, right?
Just
Exactly,
chill,
just be
like-
chill about it, and I'd be like, no, I don't belong here.
Okay, but see, no. That
'Cause that
would
will just prove their
Yeah.
point.
counterproductive.
Because they're
Exactly.
like, he's just trying to get out of here.
Exactly.
This is not a place for him.
But maybe
it
you are
is.
crazy because you want to stay there. Maybe they will see it that way. Like, this guy's definitely
But
insane.
if you rationalize with them, like, listen, guys, if I don't gotta work, you guys are giving me 3 meals a day, off the government,
Rent free.
off the government tea. You know, I can watch TV. We got some.
I'm sure they got exercise time.
Yeah, exactly. We got some recreational time out here.
You guys
board games.
A couple nice, cute.
You guys who?
Nurses?
You guys who?
Hey, who? Yo, hey, let me know when she come in.
I got some.
Can I get some conjugal visits?
Oh,
Dude,
You're
they
asking
give me
for
a
too much.
sponge bath.
I feel like you're asking for too much. You know?
Yeah, that comes
Yo,
later.
like, okay, so if I shit myself, will a nurse come clean me up?
I don't know if I would want to see all
like
that,
I
though.
wouldn't push it that far. Like I would pee myself. I would pee on my pants and see if like they're like, hey, look, I don't know.
I just tell her I got a rash, so she just looks
I-
at it.
You know,
touches
I got a boo boo, or like I made a boo boo. You know, like you know.
Baby, it's under the skin. You gotta look deeper.
it. Maybe stroke a little bit. All right, I don't.
Too much.
You guys are taking way too out of context.
Too much of what we were first talking about.
Yes. Yes. So I think that's also the route that I would take. I would just pretend like I'm super comfortable and start asking about like, so what kind of amenities do you guys have here?
Did you got a pool?
No, I feel like at that point, if you ask for amenities, they'll know you for sure you're crazy. Like they'll think you're staying in like a
Like in a hotel.
5-star hotel, like getting
Do
like
you guys have a
food
spa?
service. What time does the bar open?
They're gonna be like, start the electroshock real quick, because I think we got to go back to the old school ways.
What if you talk rational to them, like, hey, look, I know this is a crazy place, but like, when do we chill? When do we just like kick back? You know, relax. You guys sell cigars around here? You know, some whiskey? No.
Kick back and.
I feel like at
relax.
that point they will actually say like, yo, this man's getting too comfortable.
Maybe he should go to jail instead.
He's not right in the head. No, because if you haven't really killed anyone, I don't think they'll send you to jail.
You don't have to just kill people to go to jail. You could
But
commit a crime
What kind of crime?
if you're a harm
But
to society.
why are we associating going to a psych ward because of crime?
Exactly.
You could get Baker acted, which is when, you know, a family member or somebody tries to.
Not just a family member. It's,
Sorry, I killed a mosquito.
all right, there. Quick
Well,
hands.
I guess I don't know.
even
what,
the police can Baker act
Yeah.
too.
You know, if they think you belong in a mental institution,
Or if they.
But I think they can only hold you for like 24 hours in a hospital.
I think it's 7. I think it's
Or
72.
yeah,
'cause
it's.
you're
I'm
exposed
sorry.
to
You
a
might be
series of
right. You might be
tests.
right. You might be right.
We're not anywhere near knowledgeable of the medical field.
Oh yeah,
just
this is all
basic
opinion.
common knowledge.
Yeah, it's just all
this
opinion.
is just
Three friends.
common opinion,
talking.
not even knowledge. Yeah,
talking,
exactly.
just
Shooting the
talking.
shit.
Yeah, shooting the shit.
I recently met somebody who's got a master's in psychology. Maybe I'll ask her.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Leave it in the comments below.
Yeah, if you guys have any information, just leave it below. You know?
How
Let us
would
know.
you guys get out of
Yeah.
a psychiatric ward?
What would you guys do? What's the craziest thing you guys would do just to get out?
Do you have an internal voice?
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. I want to
Yeah.
meet somebody who doesn't. I think was it a video that I saw on this, or something that I read. I do a lot of reading and stuff, so that's where it comes from.
He means anime reading,
Not just
manga.
anime reading.
How do you read mangas again?
If they're
From
Japanese,
right to left.
yeah,
Okay.
they're the opposite.
I don't
then.
think there are Chinese mangas.
I'm pretty sure there are.
I don't know.
The Chinese do stuff too.
I don't
Apparently,
know.
according to Trump, they bring diseases, which is totally wrong. I don't
Because
condone
it's
that.
a communist country. I don't think they're allowed to.
Freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's a good point. I didn't think about it.
You're welcome
For what?
for giving you knowledge.
Enlightenment. Can you just add like a halo and like a light
Maybe.
Q effect.
Q effect?
There's my chirp again.
I think that does it for today.
Yeah.
I think so.
For those of you
it
who
was
Happen to give a fuck.
different.
happy to give a fuck,
Yeah. Because they stayed and listened to the whole conversation.
happy to give a fuck.
Happened.
Oh, I thought you said happy. That's what that's what I was like. What?
Who invited this guy?
It's my laptop.
Again, who invited this guy?
Well, thank you so much, guys, for making it this far with us. If you haven't already, make sure to follow our YouTube page. What do they do on Anchor?
Comment, subscribe. Because we're still on YouTube. So comment, subscribe.
On Anchor.
Share.
All right.
Share.
So
And give us a thumbs up.
Yeah, you should definitely share it.
on YouTube, subscribe, comment, like.
I already said
all
that.
of that. On Spotify, Anchor, you guys can favorite the podcast and follow it.
So you guys can get post notifications if they get when they.
Yeah, because we posted.
Yeah.
No, but in Anchor.
I have no idea.
You
I'm
at
assuming
least
you
know
do.
that we're like top of your list when you.
Well, we release
favorite.
every Wednesday, so.
And then leave us an Apple review.
Yeah, we'll appreciate it and give us a rating on Apple. We'll make sure we get up there in the ratings so other people can enjoy our little rants out here.
If you're still playing the game of 2020, stay safe. Wash your hands.
Yeah, level 7 is coming.
Have a good day, guys.
Peace.
Take it easy.
Bye. Bye. Bye.